Methodology, which is also called methods and materials, and maybe called methods or with other names, other titles, is most of the time the third section, the third main section of your thesis, your proposal, your dissertation, or your paper. Or it can be the second if you combine, introduction and literature. This can be the second section. Actually, that doesn't matter. The important point is that you have to include some main info, maybe the most important info inside your methodology, because your methodology shows how genius you are. Okay, the methodology shows how perfect you are as a researcher, how different you are as a researcher. You know, your methodology shows that you are a head and a shoulder above others or not. Your methodology is the most important part, specifically when you want to apply for a scholarship. You know, in a case of applying for a scholarship, the universities, Western universities, American universities, will ask you to forward them, to send them a proposal. And in that proposal, the main purpose is your method. They want to see whether you are different from others or not. They want to see whether you want to actually attain the same goal using different techniques or not. Better techniques, simpler techniques, less expensive techniques or not. They wish to know what, or better say, which approaches you want to take, and whether your approaches, techniques, methods, instruments are better than others or not. And this part, this section, methodology, will show or will distinguish you from others. You know that we have different solutions for one problem. We have different solutions for one problem all over the world. Okay? But depending on situations, circumstances, you have to have the best solution. We have some, for example, 5 solutions. For example, if you want to to gauge the temperature, to know how hot the temperature is, you can use different types of thermometers. Maybe electronic ones, maybe mercury thermometers, and some other ways. Okay, but which one is the best? Depending on the situation, the answer might differ. Okay, and we cannot say that if there is one answer to one question, that's enough. We don't do any research, any new research. If there is one answer to one question, we can better it. We can do something better. We can find a better solution. We can find a better way. We can find a better instrument. We can do it in a short time or shorter time. We can do it actually spending less money. Okay, and these all will show themselves in methodology section. In methodology section, you are telling how genius I am, how perfect I am, how different I am, how different my way is, my approach is, my method is, my technique is. Okay, and specifically when you want to apply for a scholarship, this section actually determines who wins that scholarship, who wins that money. And this is the most important section of your research. I believe that this section, methodology section, is the most important section of your research, because it is going to distinguish you from others. It is going to show that you are the best among all researchers. You are different among all researchers. you think that you are specific. And on the other hand, this is the easiest section to write. Do you know why? Because no one knows more than you, actually, with regard to or relating to your research. Even your professor might not know all the story, all what happened in a laboratory behind the locked doors, but you know, you are the researcher. You know what happened in that laboratory in that specific time, during that specific time in that specific location. But I don't know. But your professor does not know. Your team do not know. Okay? Only researchers know. Then they can tell their story the best possible way. So, this section is the easiest section to write. Even if you are a novice researcher, even if you are an inexperienced person, okay, you can write this section easily. Just take notes. What you do in a laboratory, take note of it. Okay, take note step by step what I did from the beginning to the end. Okay, then you can actually put your notes onto paper. This is your methodology section. How you selected your sample. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and finally. How you collected data. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and finally. How you analyze data. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally. Okay. What you do in a laboratory is very clear because you know what you are doing. And just take note of them. If you take notes, if you don't miss anything, then your methodology will be the easiest section possible for you to write, and no one knows more than you. This section is the easiest section, as I said, and you can use different types of essays here. I have courses on writing, academic writing. It's better if you don't know how to write. It's better I recommend you attend those courses as well. In those courses, I teach you how to write. For example, a descriptive essay, a classification essay, a narrative essay, a process essay, okay? Those courses will help you write actually whatever you wish, because that is a course on academic writing, and actually it completes this course. In methodology section, when you want to talk about your instruments, for example, or you want to describe your participants, the age range, the gender, okay, one instrument, for example, you have to use descriptive essay, okay? So you should be aware of how to write a descriptive essay, this type of essay. Specifically in the subsections of collecting data and analyzing data, you might use process essay or narrative essay, because both of them are similar. The two are similar. You have to use process essay or narrative essay in this subsection, or the two subsections, data collection procedure and data analysis procedure. Specifically in those subsections, you have to use this type of essay, and you have to learn it, okay? As you wish, you can attend my other course as well, and in that course you'll learn how to write a process essay. And you might use different types of essays. Let me tell you that you have to use different types of essays. Argumentative essay, for example, in the introduction might be useful, or comparison and contrast essay might be useful in your discussion section, not necessarily. Summary essay might be useful in your conclusion section because you're going to summarize it, you're going to conclude. Then you have to be aware of different types of essays, how to write different types of essays, and that's why I recommend you attend my other course on how to write, academic writing, the course which will help you complete your expertise, your skills, so that you can write the best possible thesis, proposal, dissertation, or paper.